Ever wondered how to seamlessly blend Azure with Terraform to orchestrate your cloud resources? Well, you're in for a treat, because today we are diving headfirst into this dynamic duo. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on this. This is the video of the week, meaning you can expect more gems like this dropping every week. So buckle up and get ready to revolutionize your Azure game with Terraform. Let's roll! Hey there, fantastic folks! Welcome to the premier episode of our series on Terraform. I'm Lionel, your Microsoft certified trainer, and I couldn't be more excited to kick off this journey with you. In this series, we are diving headfirst into the fascinating world of Terraform, the ultimate companion for crafting your Azure infrastructure with precision and ease. We are starting from square one, guiding you through every step of the way. Today, our adventure begins by laying down the foundation. We'll revisit the core concept of infrastructure as code and get acquainted with the powerful capabilities of Terraform. But hey, before we delve into the magic of Terraform, do me a favor, smash that subscribe button below. By subscribing, you're not just joining us for this episode, you are becoming a founding member of our vibrant learning community. So without further ado, let's embark on this exciting journey into the heart of Azure and Terraform. Okay, so before discussing about Terraform, I want to give you a little bit of knowledge about infrastructure as code. So as you can see on this diagram, we have a user who wants to create an application running on Linux with Python. So obviously he's going to create a ticket to the help desk for several tasks, which are going to be done by the system team, network, storage, and application team. So as you can see and imagine, it's going to take some time, and there are going to be manual operations before having your infrastructure running on Azure. So it means that you can have a lot of time between each task and errors. That's where Terraform is really helpful, because we are going to use some files to declare our infrastructure, and Terraform is going to discuss with the API of your cloud service provider like Azure. So everything will be as code, and you won't have to wait for any other teams, and you will be able to collaborate with your colleagues. One last thing is to understand how Terraform works. Terraform is going to discuss with Azure through the API, but it's going to use a file called terraform.tfstate, which is the last known state of the infrastructure. So you have the TF files for the desired infrastructure, the terraform.tfstate for what Terraform knows, and the real world on Azure. And with all this, Terraform will be able to understand what it needs to create, modify, or delete. For this demo, we are going to create resources in Azure for different environments and regions. What we want is to find an easy way to deploy in a different environment and region an app service and an app service plan. We'll start easy with the terraform.tfvars file, but later on the next videos we'll see how we can manage it with TerraGod. In order to manage easily the terraform.tfstate, we will create a resource group and a storage account that will store our tfstate. But we have to also configure Terraform to use this tfstate, and we are going to refer to this following documentation and create a Terraform and Backend block to let Terraform knows what it needs to use for the terraform.tfstate file. There are plenty other ways to do it, but we'll do the easiest one. Don't forget that you have to be logged to Azure using AZ login command before running the following operations. Okay, quick video how to create the container for the storage account. We are going to create a resource group with the name of the region we want to use, so tfstate dev east US - resource group. Then we can add a storage account. And finally, we can create a container for our tfstate file. Before we jump into our next demo, I want to remind you that this journey through Azure and Terraform is all about your learning experience. So if you have got any burning questions from our previous discussions, or if something has been on your mind about Azure and Terraform, Drop them in the comments below. Your questions drive our exploration forward and make this community thrive. Alright, let's dive back in. First thing we're going to do is to create 3 files, backend.tf, providers.tf and main.tf, to configure the backend, the provider we're going to use, and the local and the resources we want to create. To configure the backend, I just copy the documentation and adapt to use the storage account we have already configured. Then for the provider, same thing, just copy what you can find on the documentation. And we can start by creating our resources. So the first resource we are going to create is the Azure resource group. For the resource group name, we'll need to have a prefix, so I will use a local, dev east US, and the resource group name will be the prefix followed by -rg. Now we can create the service plan, so same thing, everything looks perfect except the name. The resource group name and the location are using the resource group we have created before, so I'm just going to do the same thing, prefix -app for the app name, and for the app service plan I have configured app service _sp. I can now format and initialize my project with Terraform FMT and Terraform init. And with Terraform plan, we can see what Terraform wants to do on our Azure infrastructure. We can see that he wants to create 3 resources. So with Terraform apply, we can apply our changes. We can see on the portal that everything is fine. Alright everyone, before we dive back into Azure and Terraform, a quick reminder. If you are enjoying what you are learning, hit subscribe below. Your support helps me reach more people and build a stronger learning community together. Now let's get back to it. Okay, so now what we want is to be able to manage easily the environment and the region for our infrastructure. So I'm creating terraform.tf vars and variables.tf files, and we are going to change the prefix local to be able to configure it easily through the terraform.tf vars file. So we have created 2 variables, region and environment. In the terraform.tf vars, I set some values like east, west and dev, and in the main file, I change the local to the variable. Now if I run terraform validate, everything seems okay. And to notice a change, I have changed the environment to production. And as you can see here, Terraform wants to replace the 3 resources. Last thing I wanted to show you is that we can create modules in Terraform. So we are creating a folder called modules with another one called app service. And we'll create 2 files, a main.tf and the variables.tf. And I'm showing you this because just to show you that we don't repeat ourselves if you want to create 1 or more app services. So we are just going to move our code for our application to the main.tf file. And we need to modify also the locals and switch them to variables. So I create 2 variables in my module, resource group name and app names. And then in the main.tf, I just switch the variables and the locals to make it work. It seems fine. He wants to create 3 resources and destroy 3 because now the resources are not Azurerm service plan but module.service plan, for example. Alright folks, that's a wrap. We have covered a lot in this video, diving into the basics of Terraform and exploring how to wield its power to provision resources seamlessly within Azure. From laying the groundwork with Terraform fundamentals to putting it all into action in Azure, you are well on your way to becoming a pro in no time. Before we sign off, I want to extend a huge thank you for tuning in and being part of this learning journey. Your enthusiasm and dedication truly makes this community special for me. Remember, if you have any questions or need further guidance, feel free to drop a comment below. Your feedback is invaluable. Until next time, take care, stay safe, and keep exploring. I can't wait to catch you in the next video. Hey, thank you so much for dropping by my channel today. Here are some other videos that may interest you. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to be informed of the weekly updates. Let's keep growing a fantastic learning community together. My goal is to assist as many people as possible on their cloud and DevOps learning journey. That's it, take care and see you next time.